Hola a todos, bienvenidos a otro capítulo de nuestro podcast escolar Educational Speaking del Departamento de Inglés de nuestro colegio. En el episodio de hoy estará con nosotros vía Google Meet la profesora de inglés Maritza Orellana, quien desde el año 2015 hasta el año 2018 compartió con nosotros su vocación como profesora y como instructora de yoga. Actualmente ella se encuentra viviendo en Australia, luego de postular al programa internacional Working Holiday. Ella nos contará sobre este proceso y sus experiencias vividas. Let me introduce you Miss Maritza Orellana, a former teacher of English in our school community. She's going to tell us about this working holiday program and some of her experiences living in a foreign country. Hello Maritza, how are you doing?
Hi everyone. I'm good, thank you.
Oh, great. Can I ask you, why did you decide to apply this program and how did you know about it?
Okay. So I knew about this program because it was becoming very famous, and one of my best friends, he decided to take the working holiday for New Zealand in that year. So because of his experience, I became more interested, and then I decided to look for information, and that's why I knew about it. And then I decided to take it because I was actually pretty stressed in that moment of my life. So
Yeah.
I decided I needed a break. I needed to have a break from teaching, from school. So that's why I just decided to take this, just as, like, I don't know, the experience of traveling and relaxing, something like that, really.
Yeah, it's very nice. Was it a difficult process? How long did it last?
It was, a very difficult process. It was actually more difficult than I thought, and it was very long. I think it took me like the whole year, the whole process from the beginning of the year until almost the last of the year. And it was very difficult because when you're not in Santiago, everything's more difficult. So you have lots of difficulties. I had to travel to Santiago, I remember, twice that year. So it was difficult, expensive, stressful.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What kind of documents did they require? And did they ask you to have a certain amount of money to start the process? Was it expensive? Okay, you already said that it was expensive. But what kind of documents did it require?
So it was very expensive. If I remember well, if I'm right, I think it was about 3.5 million pesos.
Oh my God.
That you need to have. So you need to have that in order to show them that you can come here and then you can, I don't know, support yourself if you don't have a job. So that's why they are asking for that amount of money.
Okay.
And so some of the documents they ask for is, so for example, you don't have to have children, you have to be under 31-year-old, you need to have certain level of English, difficult stuff. But it's quite difficult, expensive. But the good thing is from last year they changed it, so it's now easier now.
Okay.
So it's a little bit better.
Okay. Talking about the different English-speaking countries to live in, could you choose the country, or Australia was your first option?
Okay, so you can choose the country. There are different English-speaking countries. So, for example, one is Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Ireland. I think that's it. There are not too many English-speaking countries, actually.
Okay.
I think those are the options. So Canada was not my option because it's way too cold for me. I don't think I would be able to be there. And then I wanted to take Ireland, but it was like there not too many people can go there because they only have 100 vacancy. And New Zealand was not a process that, it's more like it depends on luck, New Zealand. So Australia was the only country that you can get it if you have everything that they need. So that's why I decided Australia.
Okay. What's the best option, actually?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long can you live in this country? And how many years can you live in the same country or city, for example?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So you can live in the city. Sorry?
no, it was not me.
Oh, okay. So you can live in the same city for as long as you want, but you
Ah,
have the visa for only 1 year.
okay.
So if you want to have the second year, you have to do certain jobs that they require. So for example, if you work in certain regional areas for 3 months, then you can
Mm-hmm.
have a second year.
Okay, okay.
And then if in the second year you want to have the third year, you need to work in certain regional areas for 6 months. So
Mm,
you get the third year and that's it. So it's only 3 years if you do everything that's required.
claro. Okay. Um, can you tell us about the rules or restrictions this program have? Okay, one was that you have to work in or live in certain areas of the country,
Mm-hmm.
but what else can you tell us about restrictions?
Okay, so as I told you before, if you have this visa, you can't have children. You need to be
Okay.
under 31 years old.
I see.
So for example, one restriction is you cannot work with the same employer for more than 6 months.
Ah,
So if
okay.
you do that, it would be something illegal if you have the working
Mm,
holiday visa. And I don't know, another restriction would be that you cannot study for more than 3 or 4 months.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, oh,
So those are like important restrictions that you have.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, okay. There are lots of restrictions.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh, are you planning to return to Chile in the near years? Or do you want to continue traveling and living abroad?
Okay, that's a difficult question because, okay, I would like to go back to Chile. I don't know, because I miss my family, my friends, but no, it's not part of my plan because I really like this kind of lifestyle. So, actually, my visa expires in February next year,
Uh-huh.
but I'm already talking to immigrant agents and everything so that I can stay here as a resident.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
So
my
you,
plan actually.
uh-huh, uh-huh. So do you want to have the resident visa,
Yep.
something like
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yep. I want to
Okay.
stay.
Yeah. If you can, just do it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I
Yeah.
will do everything I can to stay, even though it's even more difficult and more expensive, more stressful than this visa. But I
Mm,
will do it anyway because
yeah. It's
it's
worth.
it's
It's
a
worth.
very good opportunity.
Yes. It's worth it.
Yep, it is worth it.
Yes. So, do the programs suggest you some works you can do, or do they help you find a job?
No, they don't help you at all. So once you arrive to Australia, you have to see what you do. So
Okay.
they don't help you at all with anything. You have to find the house, you have to find a job. It's everything up to you. And they don't suggest any kind of jobs, but what working holidays usually do is hospitality industry, like bars, restaurants, cafes,
Mm, yeah.
hotels, and also farm work, like picking
Okay.
fruit.
Uh-huh.
I haven't done it, but it's very common. And also construction laboring,
Mm,
which is very well
okay.
paid. So men usually do it because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I haven't seen any woman doing it. But if you can do it, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, and how do you cope with homesick? Sorry,
Hmm.
homesickness.
Hmm.
Uh, is it a hard experience?
It has been in certain moments. Like, for
Mm-hmm.
example, of course, if you're going through something not really nice, you would need your family and your friends more than ever.
Mm,
But it hasn't been that bad. And I think it's because I'm not alone here. So, because I
yeah.
came here with my partner, it's been a little bit easier in that way because I'm not alone. So, if I need to talk to someone, he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I think it hasn't been that difficult. But of course, in moments like, I don't know, Christmas, New Year, birthdays, it's a little bit more difficult. I would like to be there with my family, but it's also good because, so for example, with my friends, I think I talk to them every day.
Okay, yeah.
and my family as well. And we usually have, I don't know, some calls or video calls, I don't know, once a week,
Mm,
twice a week. So it's quite good.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing that you have a partner. You are not alone.
Exactly.
Yes. Finally, what are the most beautiful places you have visited so far?
Um, is it about Australia only or
No,
any?
any places that you have visited.
Oh, okay. So I think actually in Australia I haven't traveled that much because we have been working a lot. In Australia, I think the most beautiful city that I have ever seen, it's by far Melbourne. Melbourne is just amazing. It's great. It has so many beautiful parks, places, restaurants, cafes, streets. It's beautiful. Melbourne, I just love Melbourne. I think that's the best
Mhm.
place in Australia that I have been. And outside Australia, and I think by far the most beautiful place that I have ever visited is Bali in
Mhm.
Indonesia. So
Yeah.
I went there for holiday during Christmas and New Year, and it's just amazing. It's
Mm.
completely a paradise. I just fell in love with it. So I would definitely go back there.
Yeah, it's like the movies.
Yes, it's
better, better,
amazing,
better than
beautiful.
that. Better than that. Better than the
It's
movies.
better than that. You have everything. So, and it's so cheap. So
Yeah,
it's just,
really.
yep, it's very cheap.
Oh, fantastic. Do you recommend young people to do the same, to apply to a different international program,
hmm
to live and work abroad? Do you recommend it?
I do 100%, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
1000% actually. I
Yeah.
definitely recommend people to do it. Even like the younger you are, I think the better because you can
Yeah.
have all the options like Australia, New Zealand, Canada, all the options that you have as
Mm-hmm.
as young as you are. So that's good. Actually, my youngest brother now, if I can tell that, my youngest brother now,
Mm-hmm.
he's doesn't want to study at university anymore. So because he's not sure of what he wants.
Sebastián?
So
No.
the
Diego.
Diego, yeah.
Okay.
So I recommended him like, if you're going through that, the first thing that I can recommend you is go abroad, take a working holiday visa, and just
Mm-hmm.
travel and travel and
Yeah.
travel and work, and then you will see what you want.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. Thank you. Before
Thank
we
you so
go,
much.
before we go, I would like to thank you, Maritza, for allowing us to get to know a little bit about what this working holiday program is and your
hmm
amazing experience overseas. We hope to have you anytime. I don't know when, but I hope soon.
I would like
Okay.
to. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. And also, I want to send a big hug and kisses to all my little kids that I was working
Yes.
with all those years. I really miss them and I remember all their names. So, big hug for them and kisses, and also for my colleagues, for everyone there.
Yeah, thank you. Muchas gracias también a todos nuestros oyentes desde diferentes lugares que nos acompañan el día de hoy. Nos vemos en el próximo capítulo de Educational Speaking. Bye bye. Thank you, Maritza. Thank you so much.
Gracias. Chao.
Bye.